Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laureli Shimayo, and this is our MeWe Awakening panel for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest and many online. Today is our training panel for anything and everything. We have 4 practitioners in training that are new to practicing new modalities, getting practice sharing on stage that will be answering your questions from the audience. It's free to be here to listen and learn, and it's a small price to ask a question of the panel. Let's go see how small that price is. It is $10 to $14, and you'll possibly get answers from all the practitioners on the panel. And this is a great opportunity with fairly experienced practitioners that have participated in several events and are getting ready to leap to our regular panels. So it's a great opportunity to connect with them here in the training panels, in the training panel. We're going to have everyone introduce themselves, and there is no theme today, so anything and everything. So practitioners will take some time talking about all the kinds of things they do, the types of topics they work with, etc. And yeah, we'll be leaping in, and I'll remember to set the container before we jump in with questions. All right, so we're going to go in the order of Kelsey, Joy, Lisa, and DoveLight. Go ahead, Kelsey.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. My name is Kelsey Harte, and I'm a medical intuitive and plant-based healer. I am literally in nature right now. I came to my favorite spot just because I love to soak up the energy. And I help people heal their mind, body, soul, spirit, and heart utilizing nature, medical medium information, herbs, energy healing, processing, trauma. And I've really gone through a journey like that myself, where around 4 years ago, I had a lot of chronic health symptoms, really debilitated by them. And I had lost myself. I had lost my soul. I felt so disconnected from myself. And so I set the intention to heal. And I learned about all these amazing ways to help the body heal naturally. And I am very passionate about it now. It is my passion. I love to help others and help them heal. And I am today, for my special, I'm offering a 30-minute free clarity call. And you can take advantage of that as long as you book within 48 hours, I ask, and you can reach out to me via my email, which is holistichearthealing@gmail.com. And I'm also on Facebook, and that will be linked in the chat. And then during the clarity call, it's just going to be basically 2 souls coming together to talk about where you're at on your healing journey and your healing path. And then I will use my wisdom to help you get clarity on where you need to go so that you can create your highest self on earth. And yeah, thanks for having me here.
Thanks so much, Kelsey. We've got Joy next.
Thank you, Laureli. My name is Joy J. Lee. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. I'm an energy healer. I'm certified in hand mudras, and I work with phototherapy, stem cell patches, and do intuitive readings with oracle cards. The term mudra is Sanskrit for gesture, and like Reiki, hand mudras are a form of energy healing, meaning I use hand mudras to balance and heal a person's energies or issues. One can address things such as chakra blockages, energy balancing, release of negative energies, emotional and physical issues, and much more. I work remotely as well as in person. And I'm also work with LifeWave stem cell patches, which are wonderful stem cell healing modality that operate on the principle of phototherapy. The patches can also address these issues, as well as inducing dramatic healing and revitalizing results. I also do intuitive readings with oracle decks. I have a couple of event specials, and that 30 minutes for $25 or 50 minutes for $40, with the first 30-minute consultation free. You can contact me by phone at 805-450-7180 or by email at joyfullove 144, that's 1L, JOYFULOVE 144 at gmail.com. My website is diamondfirephoenix.com. That's standard spelling, DIAMONDFIREPHOENIX.com. And I'm really excited to be here tonight with all these wonderful other practitioners. Looking forward to working with everyone tonight. And thanks to all for being here.
Thanks so much, Joy. Lisa's next.
Good evening, Mystics. I am excited to be here with you tonight. I am Lisa Stewart of Sigil Magic Goddess. I call myself a creative mixed medium. Since I was very young, I've had each foot in different dimensions. It's my mission to help mystics like you find the courage to co-create with spirit. The one thing that gets me charged up is when people get the courage to create and inspire themselves to keep going and pursuing their dream. I've had over 30 years of business experience, and as an intuitive business coach, I help mystics like you find the courage to co-create your business vision using your intuition to grow your confidence and your income. As a seer, I have the ability to see the bigger picture for your business and guide you on the right path for rapid growth. For instance, when I met a woman who created lotions, I saw that she was going to launch a big spa in New York City. She did. She opened two. For others, I've seen books in their future to help them launch their careers. It's different for everyone. Now I am launching a new Oracle deck, beginning with the energies. And as I've mentioned, I match each energy with different aspects of your business. So if you're feeling stuck, uninspired, or just want to get started in your business, let's work together to conjure some magic. And lastly, I can also call my spirit kitties back from the cosmos. So if you've had an animal that's moved from this world to the next, and you'd like more information on what steps to rekindle your energetic relationship, I'm happy to share that with you. And tonight, of course, I encourage you to join Mystic Makers Portal on Meetup to reconnect with your personal magic and use your intuition to build your business. You can find me on all the socials at sigilmagicgoddess.com. Thank you so much. I look forward to all your questions this evening.
Thank you so much, Lisa. DoveLight is next.
Good night, everybody. Hello. My honor and blessing to be in the presence of such beautiful people through the media, through Facebook, through in this circle. My name is DoveLight. You can find me at ladovelight.com. I'm offering a 20% off coupon called Live. I do soul frequency, angelic, tarot, oracle readings. I'm intuitive. I do shamanic practices. I have a passion for hypnosis and past life. I also am an energy and light healer. And I love, like everybody else, I'm just a regular person with their ups and downs, but I've been in the dark nights, how you call it in English, of the soul. And it has been such an impression, an honor to go back to the energy of compassion through my journey. So even though there is so much to learn, I'm very grateful that I'm in a position in my life where I'm willing to be open public. So I'm very grateful and honored to meet the MeWe fairs. Before that, I only did one online fair. So that's what I'm in the training, because I'm really relatively new to be public. We're doing things with the family in the community. Thank you, everybody, and have a good night.
Thanks so much, DoveLight. So these are the 4 practitioners that will be answering questions tonight. They are being supported by 2 of us, Karyl, Faye, and myself. Let's have you get to know who we are as well. Karyl, Faye.
Hi, my name is Karyl Faye Laird. I was born singing spirit. I'm now known as an internationally known intuitive psychic medium. I'm a healer and a Hucoule graduate of the Blue Moon Medicine School, which is a Chinook jargon word for a wise and well-trained person that can teach many things to many people. I'm certified in many things, including hypnotherapy, herbalist, aromatherapy, and many, many more. My focus is energy healing. I am a master energy therapist. That's where my love lies. I work with orgone energy, orgone blankets particularly. And I'm just happy to be here tonight to help support these ladies that are jumping out onto the world. I've been doing readings for well over 45 years, both teaching and doing readings and workshops around the world, all across the US and Western Canada, including Poland, England, Iceland, and a few other places. So I'm just happy to be here. Thank you. And ask your questions. Let's get them working.
Thanks so much, Karyl Faye. And I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and body psychology coach, matchmaker. I read your eyes. I think everyone reads everyone's eyes all the time. If you think about when you've met someone with dark sunglasses and you can't see their eyes, there's so much missing. And as soon as you see their eyes, there's so much there. So I read your eyes using a set of archetypes called Thrive Types, and I use these to tell you about your soul, your purpose, and answer questions about your path. We can look at what career path will be most in alignment with your purpose. We can look at what relationships would be of service to you for romance, for work. You can show me photos of people in your life now, be they people at work, romantic partners, kids, parents, and I can talk about who they are and where they are in their journeys and what it's like for you interacting, and talk about the things that are challenges and look at solutions and strategies so that it's a more fulfilling, easy relationship for both of you, for all of you. Yeah, I just love having people be more appreciative of themselves, more aware of who they are, and move through blocks so that they can live and express the best of who they are, make the biggest impact in the world, positive impact, and feel the most joy and fulfillment and energy to continue to give. So you can learn more about me at LaureliShimayo.com, and I offer a free 20-minute mini session introduction if you're interested in doing a session with me as a way of getting a sense of what I do and what it might be like to work together. And my information is all in the chat. Yeah, so that's about me. Oh, and I should say I have a book on some of what I read in people's eyes, 7 talents for finding your own purpose. There are ways that you can just see what you resonate with. Where if you follow what has you feel energized and alive, then chances are you'll be in alignment with your purpose. So yeah, all kinds of resources, and I teach people to read as well. All right, so tonight we are here for the training panel on anything and everything. We have 4 great practitioners that are here answering questions on whatever you'd like to ask them. It's great to ask a deeper personal question, and I'll put their information in the chat again too. I know some of you came in recently. So before we start leaping into answering questions, it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity to practice opening to your intuition. So everyone that's watching, if you have something to write with or draw with, get that, something to draw and write on, and just take notes and scribble and draw whatever shows up for you. You might discover that you're already having intuitive messages come through. If you know you've been opening to your intuition, it's a great opportunity to practice and see if what's coming through you is similar to what the people on the panel share. You might also have things come through that are relevant that someone happens to not say. It's a great opportunity to learn from all that is asked and all that is answered, whether or not you personally ask a question. And this is a public forum. It's recorded. It's going to be posted up online, as well as we're all here together in a group. When you ask if you don't want us going to certain depths, or we, if we tap depths that are more than you want us to do in this format, or we go into different topics that you don't want us sharing here in this format, you can give us guidance ahead of time to keep our answers to a particular area, or interrupt us, give us guidance, tell us that you want us to halt the way we're answering right now, or to not go into that part and just to focus on some other things. Whatever it is that would honor you, we want to honor you in the way that our team answers today. I feel like there's another thing. Oh yeah, there is one more thing. So while you're potentially practicing opening to your intuition, you know that you're intuitive. Please allow the attention to stay up on the panel with the 4 practitioners that are on the panel today. So if something does come through you, possibly for the person that asked the question, please, if you could hold that and wait. It's great to take notes. Hold that until we finished answering their question. And then if you want to, privately write them in chat and ask them if they'd like to hear what came through you. Please ask first and honor whatever they share. They might want to know, they might feel full after having heard answers from people. Just please honor whatever it is that they prefer, and trust that it came through you for some reason, if it's not to share with them. All right, I think we're ready to get started. I know we have one person that had asked a question before that I don't recognize the name, but they might be here and we just don't know. And I don't know if anyone has paid yet to ask a question today. I'm going to check that. And I'm also going to put all the information in the chat again on the entire event, including all the practitioners. If you want to ask a question of the panel, we request that you pay first and then let us know that you've paid. You can pay by PayPal or Venmo, or I can run Square if we need to do that. And then let me know that you've paid and we'll get you in line to ask your question. And it's particularly supportive to leap in and ask first as we gotta get started with someone. All right, someone is ready. Let me get that person started. And then I will work on posting more stuff in the chat. All right, so Marco, you have a question for the panel.
Did you want me to unmute?
Yeah, that's great. And let me just say too,
okay.
if Glenda is here that paid previously, let me know and we'll get you in line next. All right, Marco, what is your question for the panel today?
Hi, good evening. So I'm trying to get a job in the local public school system, and I've sent out a lot of resumes. I've had an interview. I think I have another one tomorrow. So I'm just wondering if anybody senses what's going on with my possibility to be employed by the school system again.
Is there anything else you want to share of like where in the world you are? And
Oh, I'm in New York City. And I worked for the school system once before. I resigned 4 years ago, and now I'd like to go back.
all right, great. I'll get more of that information in the chat for everyone. Yeah, practitioners, take your time checking in. And when someone's ready, let me know. All right, Lisa is ready. Go ahead, Lisa.
I just have a clarifying question for you, Margot. Can you tell us a little more about the position or positions that you're applying for?
I'm a school psychologist, and I was hired as a bilingual Spanish school psychologist before, but I don't want to do bilingual anymore. I want to go back as just English, which is called monolingual. So I think you've already picked up on something.
I am going to lower my hand. I'm going to let Kelsey move next, and I'm going to see what I pick up from that. But I just need to clarify. Thank you.
Great. All right, we've got Kelsey and then DoveLight in line. Go ahead, Kelsey. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm getting is a lot of times our human self really wants to know the answer to something. It's kind of like we're wanting a yes or a no, and we want it from outside sources. And I went through this myself. A lot of times I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. There's so much uncertainty. How, like, I just want to know. But then it really came down to like the message of listening to my own intuition around this. Like, you have a beautiful soul and a beautiful intuition that you can tap into. And I just encourage you to kind of play around with that and see like what you pick up on, and then let that kind of guide you. I think it's a good opportunity to experiment with that.
Thank you.
That's great, Kelsey. And while it's for her to check into her intuition, is there any particular, maybe is there anything you want to say about like why? Like, is there any deeper knowing of why you suggest that? Or
I guess it would just come down to personal power. When you are kind of like focused on alignment with your soul, you're able to hear those messages from your intuition more, and then that can be your guide to help you navigate life here on earth, so that it helps to like bring in that personal power to let go of any fear around uncertainty or fear of what will happen, or trying to control knowing what's going to happen. It really helps to be more present.
And I'm just gonna ask you one more question too, Kelsey. Is there any way that you see that this might make a difference for Margot in her pathway, her path?
Yeah, I think that like ultimately it comes down to us, like I said, like following our soul wisdom. And so if you check in with your own soul, it can guide you and give you answers that you're seeking. And then also you can, I don't know if you're familiar with like contacting your guides and your light team, but you can definitely pray to them and ask for clarity as well. You can always check in with guides and ask for them to send you a message, if that might be a good one for you to try. If you can ask them, if this job is in alignment for me, can you send me a message to let me know?
Great, thanks so much, Kelsey. DoveLight's next.
I'm doing oracles in tarot because I just love the art, and that's one of my focus. So I got the golden scales. Everything requires balance. If we don't keep balance, then something give away. Keep balance in your life. And we have fear. I realized that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And what I was picking up at the beginning while you were talking, just by hearing your voice, is that it's very important to have balance in your life, in the sense that you are invited to reflect what is it that it let you quit or let go of the job in the past, specifically with the Department of Education system. So they might have good benefits in long term, but did you genuinely feel like in alignment with the way they move things or they work? And that's why they're asking me to tell you to reflect on that. What is the reason that you genuinely left it before? It was only by the bilingual, or how did you feel in alignment with the way that they run things, you know? Perhaps it might not be the most spiritual way or more in alignment way with you. With the fear, and I got also the 10 of swords and the 4 of swords, and I have the Queen of Wands. This is telling me there was a period of resting for you to reflect again, balance. What is it that you would like to contribute to be in service in the world? Queen of Wands is talking about your confidence in yourself. Okay, I'm ready. I got the experience. I got the knowledge. Let me feel that passion in my career, but by doing something of service of others. But with the 10 of swords, this is telling me again that there is this energy of fear again. Perhaps previous experience that make you feel like fear, like maybe this is not good for me, or even betray your own principles. So I'm absolutely feeling that there might be more possibilities, not only with the Department of Education, I think it could be in other areas that you might be open to explore. But the things that I'm mainly picking up with you is the energy of fear that needs to be acknowledged and move forward, because fear, it's also a guidance. It's telling you about an energy there that needs to be acknowledged. Okay, without fear we will just run in the red lights or do something crazy. So everything in balance again. Thank you. That's what I was picking up.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, DoveLight. We've got Lisa next.
Hey, Margot, welcome this evening. So what I picked up for you is what I did is I actually drew one of my oracle cards, and the oracle card I drew is water. So if you know anything about tarot, water relates to cups, which relates to relationships. And from a business perspective, it's relationships about customers, partners, and even yourself. So what I did is I also pulled a specific card inside the water cup card. And what I pulled was the 6 of Cups. And here it says innocence, reminiscing, and being playful. And what I picked up for you was maybe getting the job in the school system isn't necessarily the job you want. However, that doesn't preclude you from creating the job. Right. So it doesn't preclude you from actually creating your own job, as in maybe creating your own business. So my question to you is, why do you want to go back to this particular job? And if it's to help the students, maybe it's a matter of also helping the parents. So maybe consider creating a side hustle that would help the students in school as well as the parents. So if you wanted to start a side hustle, you could ask the parents, what most do you want when it comes to me helping your child? And maybe then you could craft a couple of workshops that would be meaningful to the kids as well as the parents. Does that resonate?
Yes, it does. I don't think I would be allowed to do that on the side, but I could certainly do workshops during the school day or
Okay.
after school within the school.
Okay. I'm not sure what the licensing in the New York
Yeah.
school system is like. So I wasn't sure if that was a possibility for you.
Yeah, but I definitely like helping the students and helping the parents. Absolutely.
Terrific. If there's a way that you can find to do that, in addition to the potential position within the school system, or maybe even outside the school system, there's always a way.
Thank
Best
you
of
so
luck.
much.
You bet.
Well, thank you.
Great. So just checking in, Joy, is there anything that you want to share? It's okay if you don't have something.
Hi, Margot. I pulled a card for you and I got legacy and persistence. And I think that means that you have a long history of being in the school system and helping the kids. And I think that whether or not you get the job immediately, that you should definitely be persistent and keep at, whatever. I mean, if you don't get it in one place, then apply somewhere else. It's not, don't consider yourself limited if you get rejected the first time. So I think that if it's something you love, it's very important that you do that. And maybe, like Lisa said, you can consider something maybe like tutoring, or anything, helping the children in a different capacity. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Joy. Kelsey's got a little bit more. Go ahead, Kelsey.
Yeah, so something just came to mind, and it's kind of short and sweet, but if you follow your heart also, I think if this job feels like it's in line with your heart too, and you're coming from that space, then, and you're leading with that, then you can't really go wrong. Even if you don't get the job, you're still doing something extremely right because you're following your heart. And that is something to be proud of.
Great. Thanks, Kelsey. Practitioners, anything else you want to share with Margot before Karyl, Faye, and I?
Yes. Oh, Margot, just a comment about what Kelsey just said. I drew also a Mudra card for you, and it was fearless heart, follow your heart, courageous heart. So.
Great. Yeah. Karyl, Faye, anything you want to share or ask any of the practitioners? Or...
Well, I like the part about following your heart, because that's what I had written down, that you need to follow your heart and not just spin in your mind about things. My take on this aligned with many of them, although I got that you're going to get the job. Yes, it'll be the same, but it'll be different than what you're expecting. And that you're going to be where you're supposed to be, whether you like it or not, or want it or not. It's where you're supposed to be, and it's going to work into the job that you will want, which is, again, like Lisa said, go out and start something, and you're going to bring a lot of different factors together. And every one of these ladies brought some of the factors that I had written down here. So very good on them as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Karyl.
Oh, thank you.
Great. And also, yeah, Kelsey, the reason why I kept asking you is I know you were saying for Margot to keep going back to herself. And it was that I Like I was imagining that you sensed something like more specific in the way Margot was asking, and that I was attempting to see if you wanted to say something specific about that. I might be wrong, but that's why.
It's a work in progress. It's practice. I appreciate that. I'll get there. Tuning into energy.
No. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I guess, Karyl Faye, yeah, go ahead. Why don't you go ahead?
And when some of you asked, told her to ask for a sign, well, it's much easier if you define what that sign is going to be ahead of time, so you know what to look for. So for instance, if I'm going the right way, I'll find a quarter on the step. Or if I'm going the wrong right way, I'll find this somewhere else. So you can set up what those signs are. You don't always get them, but that is, instead of all of us going, oh, was that a sign? Was that a sign? Because that's what I do. And it drives me nuts. So be specific about the sign you want to see or hear.
Great. And I'll say, Margot, so kind of, I'll just say in alignment more with the way Kelsey was answering is notice your energy. I was noticing your energy as you asked your question. So notice your energy as you think about the job. And I loved Lisa's question about like, what has you go back? And as you talked about the job you had before and the job that you're applying for now, like I was noticing, what is your energy like? Is your energy shifting? Is your energy different? You know, so ideally we go into jobs where we feel energized and a lot of joy, and we're open and we have a full body. Yes, I want to go there. And sometimes we make choices to step into things that we don't feel as strongly yes about for practical reasons. So being honest with ourselves about that is important. I think not to set ourselves up to be disappointed.
Thank you, Lorelei.
Oh, you're welcome. Great. All right. So yeah, Karyl Faye and I attempting to like not really answer. Okay. Great job, everyone. So thanks so much, Margot, for asking a question, supporting our panel, and leaping in and getting us started. Let's see, has anyone else decided to leap in and ask a question of the panel today? It is half price because it is our training panel. We deeply appreciate you supporting us with your questions. It's great to ask a personal question, just like Margot just did. A question that you would ask one of us sitting with one of us at a table or in a private session. We can answer the same kinds of questions, but you'll get insight from 4 practitioners possibly today. Yeah, we don't have any other questions at the moment, so we can talk about some other things. Well, yeah, if you want to ask a question, it is $10 to $14 sliding scale, or $6 for BIPOC folks as a step of making reparations. We ask that you pay first. You can pay on PayPal or Venmo, and all the information on how to do that is in the chat. It's free to be here to listen and learn from all that is shared. Oh, let's see. So yeah, Karyl Faye, so we can ask a question. Anyone on the panel can ask a question too, and we can all answer, or those of you on the panel can answer. And yeah, Karyl Faye, is there anything else that you think of like we might chat about that would be supportive?
Well, she said that for Margot, for instance, she said she wants to do that job. She likes helping people. Is this the only way she could do that job? Is there another field or another area she can take this same education that she has and do it in a different venue? Maybe not a school, maybe a clinic or some other venue is what I was wondering when she said she wanted to get back into the school and help families and help people. Is there a family center kind of thing that she could work with? The same thing with Kelsey and asking, she was doing the same thing, asking what the soul purpose is, or follow your soul, follow your heart. If this is your soul and your heart's desire, it's going to happen. You just have to find, like all of us, how to bring that into being.
Yep, how to bring that into what's next.
I've always done steps. I like lists. I don't know about other people, but I make lists, and I make all kinds of lists. I want this, I want this, I want this. And I reformat them and I change them. But many of the things, most of the things I put on those lists, I've gotten one way or another, whether it was the way I wanted it to or the way it was supposed to be. So it's the pro and con list. You know, what's going to happen if you don't get this job? What's going to happen if you do get this job? Same thing with any other question. What's the pros of this question? What's the, you know, cons of this question? If you're dealing with negative energy, what can you do to balance that energy to bring in only the good and bring out the bad? Well, we know we have to have some bad because of yin yang, we have to have that balance. So we're walking tight ropes here, but in a good way.
Great. Great. And we have Savannah who's getting in line to ask a question. Savannah will be ready in about 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, so everyone knows we just got a little bit of a break here before we're with Savannah. And if anyone else wants to jump in line, please go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say one more thing for Margot, you know, tying in with what Karyl Faye just said and what others have said and what the card I drew earlier is that one of the things about manifesting is focusing on what you want. So if this is something that you really want, you know, it helps to, you know, make a vision board, to put it up, post it all around your house and, you know, keep thinking it and keep sending it energy. Because generally when you send something energy and when you focus on doing things to make that happen, it often will.
And Margot, I guess if you don't mind, if we just keep asking you a few more questions, what did you do during the 4 years in between?
I embarked on another degree that's related to being a school psychologist, working with children with autism directly, more as a teacher.
Great.
Yes.
And then how did you, is there any particular way that you've contexted that for the school system so that they understand why you were gone? And
as principals interview me and ask me what I did when I resigned, I explained to them.
And then I don't know this
You know.
system very well, but I know that for I do a lot of hiring work. Is there anything that you need to do in case they have assumptions before they even get to the stage when they interview you? So in case that's a hurdle that you're jumping over it.
There's no way for me to know. I don't think they'll interview me if they have any negative assumptions, because it's their choice whether or not to interview me. I left under good circumstances. I gave 30 days notice and left. If you quit and walk out, they'll never hire you again. So I did it the right way, knowing that I may want to go back one day.
Yeah, it's great. I know it's challenging for all kinds of people when they have gaps in their resume this whole time during COVID, right? It's that much easier because so many other people have gaps and they've been hiring in general, right? We've been hiring so many more people that have whatever.
No, I did work. I just didn't work in a school, you know, doing assessments. I did counseling online and I worked with the little kids with autism. I did a lot of different things that are related in my field. Yeah.
Great. Great. I'll just mention too, I've mentioned it on one of the panels recently. I just realized in the last few months that I'm on the autism spectrum myself. So many different adults are realizing when we did not get diagnosed when we were younger.
They didn't really diagnose our age group.
We didn't have it as something to pay attention to at all. Yeah.
No.
So there's
no,
not
it's really only
for adults recognizing.
Yeah, it's really only around the last 25 years. I mean, Temple Grandin was lucky. Her mother found an expert, but you know, there's different degrees of autism. There's super high functioning, can handle a job, a life, pay your electric bill and your rent. And then there's, you know, not being able to toilet yourself, feed yourself, dress yourself. So it is truly a spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else? It looked like maybe someone else had something to share, but maybe not. Go ahead, Lisa.
Yeah, I want to kind of echo what everyone else on the panel is saying about following your heart. And for me, I've been always a rebel. I really don't follow the system. I tried being corporate girl and that didn't work out. But I still wanted to follow my heart in design and branding and also follow my intuition. And for me, it's about playing with energy and playing with the ideas of what would it look like if I didn't get the job in the school system? What else could I be doing? And for me, it's always, as my dad taught me, have several irons in the fire. And if you've got one in the fire, maybe you can create a couple of other irons, and it kind of goes back to can you create workshops off to the side? But I think what Karyl Faye was talking about too was maybe the job that you get is not the one that you want, but there's an opportunity to make it what you want, because it's that whole, you may not like it, but it's where you're needed. And unfortunately, I got the S word that came into my head, especially when it comes to schools. That's school shootings. And it breaks my heart. But unfortunately, that's our reality today. And I'm wondering is there something inside of that, incredibly unfortunate, is there something inside of that you can create that can help, like a container to say, I'm your beacon, I can help you when this happens? Something like that.
School psychologists do emergency counseling. Absolutely. They make themselves available when there's a crisis in the building. Yeah, we are trained to do that.
So in addition to the crisis, but other cursory services to offer for before, during, and after, right? It's that whole preparation, and then it's the healing part. So those things too, it's kind of like maybe there's an opportunity in there for you to create something as well.
Understood. Thank you.
You bet.
Yeah, actually, I know someone that was in another state that was doing that for all kinds of schools whenever different things came up, not just shootings, but all kinds of different more traumatic things. And yeah, that was her job, kind of like on call for all those things. Let's see. So we've got 2 people ready to go now. We've got Savannah ready, and then we have Goddess Yasmin up next. All right. So yeah, Savannah.
I think
Hi.
this is all working. Hello. I have kind of a broader question. So I own my own healing business in Portland, and I opened it in October. I also work for my wife's business, and we work through the state working with disabled adults. And I'm kind of in this weird transition where I'm starting to make enough money where I could start paying myself out through my business. I'm going to do my first big launch, which is a bunch of rituals with clients. And I'm kind of just wondering if anyone can pick up on a point where I'm going to be able to be enough self-sufficient from my own business that I can drop my other job and make it full-time, or something in that realm. If my launch is going to be good or helping me move towards that, or if I should go a different direction.
Great question, and it's not too broad.
Okay.
It's great too, and our anything and everything panel, giving people a number of different ways that they can tap in. So yeah, it's great. All right, so yeah, practitioners, when you are ready, let us know. Yeah, and Savannah, congratulations. Okay, it looks like Lisa is ready.
Hey, Savannah, good afternoon. I appreciate this question because as a fellow business owner, owning a business is the ebb and flow. It's give and take. And from that standpoint, the rituals I like to do are especially attached to moon phases. And for you, my question is, you talked about when can you drop your job, right?
Yeah.
Now, are you working full time?
So I work part-time through my wife's business and part-time through mine. Right now I work 7 days a week.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. So that's fast track to burnout right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I might suggest that you kind of take that ratio from 50-50 to maybe 60-40 or 70-30. and test it a little bit, because I'm always about testing. And then if it doesn't work out, come back and then kind of make that fluid adjustment until you can start seeing things ramp up on a consistent basis. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you mean like taking down time from my business, making it like the 40%? Because I have to work at least 30 hours at my regular job, because that's what brings income for my family.
Okay. Okay. However you can make that work for you. And maybe now, do you have a brick and mortar for your current Portland business? I
do. And the launch that I'm doing, I'm going to do on the Lionsgate portal on 8/8. And it's actually about, I'm creating a moon manifestation ritual with my clients through skincare and through ritual practice, which is also going to be able to be done online. So I'm hoping to be able to do more of my business online so I can fluctuate my hours more as well. Yeah, absolutely. And maybe that's what you end up doing, and maybe renting out the brick and mortar in another capacity. But yeah, test those waters. Okay. I might have more later on, but test those waters. Let's see what the other practitioners have to say. Cool. Thank you. You bet.
Thanks, Lisa. We've got DoveLight up next.
I got thought, contemplation, and epiphany. You will receive an epiphany moment as the divine wants to give you an idea that will lead you to an exciting new beginning and success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. The first thing that I was picking up when I was hearing the vibration of your voice is to please start, if you haven't already doing so, start working with your root chakra with the red color and connecting to the earth. This is something that will allow you to not only stay grounded and safe in the survival, like you can make this business happen, you can move forward doing something that you love, and you can find the divine guide and balance. You can genuinely hear this yourself, because this is the path that's going to help you to understand how you trust your own intuition, how you trust your connection with the moon, how you trust your connection in the earth, so you can lead by example. You know, when a spiritual guide and a spiritual leader have to pass in their life through certain things, they do it not only by the wisdom that they can gain from the challenging times, but they also do it because their energy field, they carry the vibration. So it's not, I mean, we have diversity, people, nobody's better or worse than anybody. But for example, when somebody has been an alcoholic and he is able to be sober for so many years, and bless his heart, he continued doing so. He not only carried the wisdom and the willingness, but he also carried the vibration of the healing in his energy field, and he passed that to others. So it is very important to understand that there is no greater goal than to love, which means that even though it's very important to have like a safety plan to cover your family expenses, because we're human and we need to live to human food and human bills and human things, your intention while working with this woman, your intention of doing something that you love by love, it's what's gonna bring the abundance. So there is the balance there. And it's very important. I see water as well. So and now we have the energy of the earth, which is connected to your own safety. And also we have the energy of emotions. So I feel like grounding your energy. So do not let just fear of the unknown just break the foundation or the balance of what you want to create. Spontaneity, it's coming a lot, which means that you move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations, which means that, again, the balance. Today is a good topic of a balance. You are gonna have a structure to work with your clients and your people, but remember, you also have to flow with the energy of a person, you know? Something might come out that you didn't expect it, or have you need more time to listen to people instead of talking to specific topic. And again, so that's the energy that I'm picking out, that you're gonna learn about spontaneity and balance in the circles. I got the 9 of Cups, which is telling me that this is something that you really wish to do. You generally wanted to do something that you love and get money for it. But I got the 2 of Pentacles, which is balance, and the Empress. The Empress is the archetype of abundance, of like owning who you are as a divine feminine, divine woman, or divine maternal. But with the 2 of Pentacles, is telling me that this is a path in the moment with your business of trust and balance. Because we have the Death here. The Death is about transformation. It's about sometimes our deepest fear have to come out to the light to move them. So, but definitely with the Epiphany, is telling me that this experience is gonna help you to trust yourself and to follow your guidance with your connection to divine, because it is the connection to the divine, whichever name you give them, that's gonna help you and guide you through this business of spirituality and love. I think they call it spiritual entrepreneur, which eventually will give you more deeper wisdom to help with others. So that's the energy that I'm picking up for the beginning of the launching, but trust yourself, and again, be grounded if you choose to do so. Work with the root chakra, balance with the Two of Coins. It's telling me to balance the money, you know, still do not lose hope or do not have fear of the image that you want for your future. If you generally want to work with this full time eventually,
Just DoveLight, you're just out of time. So if you could finish, please. Finish soon,
yeah,
please.
sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just, okay, trust yourself, okay? Trust yourself and work with your balance safety. Bye-bye.
Great. Thanks so much. I know DoveLight's on a phone, so it's harder to see my visual signal that was running out of time. Thanks so much. Okay, let's see. We've got Kelsey next.
All right, so this is a training panel, so I'm just gonna go with what came up for me, like in my intuition here. For some reason, I just had this phrase like nervous system come through, and I was kind of trying to make sense of what that is, but you know, you can just take that if that resonates with you, like take care of your nervous system, make sure you're doing that through this whole experience. And you know what you're doing right now, it sounds like there's a lot going on, because I've been there. I've done something similar, like trying to follow my soul's purpose and then also needing to pay bills and trying to get things going, so it can be stressful. So just remember to like take care of yourself physically, because that actually will help ignite you in how things pan out too. So self-care is just coming up for me as like really important. And then a couple other pieces that have to do more around like mindset stuff. It would be, make sure if you can that you're focusing on believing in yourself. I think that is one of the most important things that really help people to skyrocket in what they're trying to create, is their belief in themselves. So if you can get really centered in that, that will help you a lot. You can do that. One tool is visualization. So you can really focus on like, and this is what Joy said to the last person. And it was, if you really get in that energy of what you want your future to look like, and spend some time, like 5 minutes each day, just like visualize that and feel the energy of what that would feel like for the outcome that you want, that will help draw it in energetically in the quantum field. So that's what I would suggest for you.
Well, thank you.
Great. Thanks, Kelsey. Joy is ready.
Hi, Savannah. A couple of things. I drew a couple of cards for you, and the first one was effort, conquering your demons, and the second one was resilience, finding your limits. So I think that as far as effort goes, you know what that means. It's time to really stay focused and stay on the path that you want. Focus on the path that you want. That being said, I would say don't quit your job until you have everything else in place solid. Absolutely. Do not quit your job first, because it's always precarious if you quit something and you're not set in something, and then anything, if there's any problems or any delays, then you'll be in a bind. So there's that. And then also resilience, finding your limits. I think that's also pretty appropriate for your situation. I think that you know, you're very much involved in getting involved, off to a great start in the field that you want to be in and that you love. And I think that is ultimately going to be so very, very sustaining. It says find what works for you, push your limits, not burn out, but push your limits, and listen to your inner voice. So your own intuition will tell you a lot in terms of what you can do, what you can't do, and the timing for things. But again, manifesting is oftentimes a matter of focus. So the more you focus on what you love, the more will come from that and to that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joy. Anyone else have anything to share with Savannah?
I'd like to clarify. I think that's what I was picking up on what Joy shared about, like, don't give up on your job to follow the other, the other thing. Definitely it relates to that. Like, make sure you're doing things that are pushing the boundary just a little bit, but not just making it so that you're like, all of a sudden you're just jumping off a cliff. So just do it in like baby steps in a way that feels comfortable for you. I think that's really important.
Thanks, Kelsey. Lisa's got something.
Hey, Savannah. So I just wanted to continue with what everyone else here is saying. Grounding. I pulled the Earth card from my Oracle deck. And from a business standpoint, it reflects resources, tools, and revenue. And really, it is about balance. And I kind of alluded to that earlier. And I'm not sure how long you have your lease for your brick and mortar, but I had a lease for a brick and mortar for a number of years as well. And here's the thing I want you to remember, especially when it comes to mindset, and that is, if you have to relinquish that lease, don't feel any shame in that, because we've got inflation coming up and we've got some other things coming up in the economy that sometimes it's better to do things online. And then if you want to do your workshops and your rituals, you can find other places and spaces to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I kind of need an in-person spot. So I call myself a skin witch. I'm a holistic esthetician, and I'm also a Reiki healer. So I heal skincare problems through Reiki and really holistic skincare. So
Okay.
I kind of need an in-person spot, but I am wanting to take more of my energetic healing modalities online, which I have been scared to do. I feel like I need that in-person interaction, and like people aren't going to want to like do anything online, but I'm realizing with time that everything is moving so virtual, that people are so open to healing through virtual and online, and I can reach a way broader audience that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So keep those opportunities flexible. And don't discount anything, and take a look at where the trends are moving and then move in that direction, and always ask your customers. And the last thing I wanted to say is, as you market your launch, consider creating a package for the next moon rituals. So that way, when you've got people there, share with them a special that if you purchase the next 12 months of rituals, you get a discount or you get a value add. So that way, the money is there.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah.
Great.
Best of luck.
Thanks, Lisa. Joy's got something.
Oh yeah, just something additional quickly. What you were saying clarified a little bit. You're thinking about brick and mortar versus online. Yeah, that's actually something that came up for me, because hand mudras, it's generally an in-person thing, but I do most of my sessions online right now. And I would say definitely have confidence that that is possible, because energy healing online definitely works. So
yeah.
Great. Oh, go ahead, DoveLight.
I just wanted to say I love energy healing as well. It's been one of the things that I always been fascinated by. But when we're talking about energy healing, we're talking about the non-physical energy part of us, because if you touch your bones and your car and everything, that's also energy, but it's more solid. So we are able to read you just by hearing your voice, just by seeing your eyes, just by tuning in your questions. You know how powerful is that? So again, we're having the trust, the faith, stability, the grounding. So it's very important. Okay. And I bless you in your journey. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, DoveLight. So practitioners, one thing that no one touched on is your experience of Savannah's energy and how you feel Savannah will do at the things she's describing, she's stepping into. Just anyone, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Kelsey.
Okay, actually, that's funny that you brought that up because I was like, for some reason, I felt called to like do a little cheerleader share because it sounds really cool what you're doing. And yeah, it just sounds like you're onto some really great stuff. Like you're following your purpose, you're doing energy work, you're basically like doing light work right now. Like you're gonna help elevate the frequency of the planet, and that's so exciting that you're doing that. And it sounds like you're probably following your heart. I mean, I kind of assume that with anybody that does Reiki. But that's so cool, and it's just fun to kind of celebrate that. I definitely felt that energy for you.
Thank you.
Great. And I know we just got someone else in line. And then also did some of you that are on the panel, if anyone knows the city of Portland, you might have any specific questions too about Portland and doing the work in Portland. These are just ideas and examples of the kinds of things that you might have something to share.
Now, one thing, Lorelei, I noticed when they were talking about balancing the energy and balancing things. One of the main things to remember when you balance is it's not going to be 50-50 every day. One day it might be 35% doing this, 65% doing that, and it could switch the next day. So please don't have that despair if it doesn't go. Oh, is she gone?
She's still here. She just has the camera off for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'm
sorry.
still here.
I know. And I'm on gallery view. And so it just befuddles me when people bounce around like that. But no, you're doing what you're doing is going to be right. But if one thing takes 15% one day, don't expect it to take 15% the next days. When you balance, we have to balance freely, flowing. It's not 50-50.
Great. Yeah. So anyone have anything else for Savannah? And like I mentioned, just Portland and like, so yeah, just if these are specialties and things that you can offer if you happen to be local. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm from Portland also. So I was kind of thinking about it like in person versus online work. It really comes down to, you got to focus on what like feels the best for you. So you said that like being in person with people brings you something that's that feels good. I would probably follow that little nudge.
Yeah. I the main thing I do right now at my building is I do Reiki Facials. It's about an hour 45 service, and so I infuse the skincare and the entire space and your facial through a crystal grid, through Reiki, as well as like really empowering skincare. So I blend them together, and I love doing that work in person because I feel like I'm able to connect with people on such a strong level, and my intuition is so heightened when I have them in such a, I don't want to use sedated because it's not the right word, but like such a relaxed state that I feel like I can really like tap into them that way.
Yeah, that sounds good. I would focus on what like the best for you. It really comes down to that. Like anyone can do anything they want. They can I've heard of people like trying to market on social media, but it just doesn't click for them. They really don't like being online, and so then they go like in person networking, word of mouth. And it comes down to like choosing what feels good to you, because then that will spread out in like a big love energy bubble to the rest of the world, and it'll help attract the people to you what's feeling good to you. So you can do any really, but that's not to say like don't let going online scare, or like don't stop trying the online thing if it like right now it can kind of feel scary, but it's good to like dabble in it to see how it feels to you, and then if it feels good you can keep going with it, or navigating it once you're there.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Did you want to say something, Savannah?
I was just saying thank you. I liked what she said.
Great. And Joy's got something else too.
Yes, just to address what you said, Lorelei. your your energy. You have a wonderful energy, Savannah. I'm just not surprised you're doing well with your endeavors, and I think it's a very good calling for you. I think that my feeling is that you're going to do really well at it and continue to find the path that suits you and that you're suited for.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Joy. And Carol Faye, anything else you want to share as we're closing up?
Just the balance is a dance. You might take one step forward one day and 2 steps behind the next day, but you're always going in the right direction and make it into a dance. Balance that way. And I see success.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, I pick up your confidence, and you're doing something unique that you have experience in and blending your interests. And yeah, it's exciting. Oh, DoveLight has something else too. Go ahead, DoveLight.
Very quickly, it's just that I saw like a vision or imagination or whatever you might call it in English of you doing also considering doing in person like workshops or weekends retreat, like woman's retreat, and you teach, and it's beautiful to be in person, but what I saw was like you teaching others about the points in the face and also having a safe space to, you know, be themselves and self-care and space to hear each other, like a moon circle I saw. So that will be a good if you generally if you haven't already doing so, to do it as a
That's
weekend.
the launch that I'm actually doing. I'm launching a moon circle where I start with a new moon ritual facial, and then I'm going to be doing in-person full moon releases.
Oh, wow. Okay. So if you wish to consider like to have somebody that you trust or that you know, perhaps one person can lead a yoga part in the day, and you can lead the facial, and another can bring the singing bowls. It will be something really amazing. I was seeing. Oh, great. Then good. Blessing, success.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you.
And Kelsey's got something else too. This part of pinging more stuff.
Savannah, I'm interested in joining a woman's circle, and like, yes.
I will, my business name is Raven Healing Aesthetics. I will link my website below, and then I'll also put my email in the chat, and just email me and we will chat about all that stuff.
Oh, sounds good.
Great. Great. Oh, let's see. Lisa's got a little bit more. DoveLight's got a little bit more. Go ahead, Lisa.
Hey, Savannah. So
yeah, go ahead.
just really quick. I do love what you're doing. I'm Little Miss Nuts and Bolts here. So speaking of nuts and bolts, make sure that you're pricing accordingly. Make sure that these rituals, these in-person sessions, are about you are planning a higher caliber of an experience. Make sure the dollars match that, okay? And be good with that. When you're good with that internally with the nervous system, I think Kelsey said earlier, when you're good with that, then it's going to show, and everybody else is going to be good with that as well. Okay.
Yeah, that's like the number one thing my spiritual coach always works on me with, is I always like lowball my prices, and she like gets really on me. So I actually was setting prices today, and I went on the back and forth, and I was like, no, my services are awesome and my time is valuable and I am worth these prices. And I did all my affirmations.
Yeah.
So yes, I totally align with what you're saying.
Absolutely. And you know what? Go just a little bit higher. Just go a little bit higher.
I have so much anxiety when she says that.
I'm sorry. So, ground yourself really well, get earthing, so that way you can really internalize and, what's the word? Integrate that in. Okay. Otherwise it's going to be fantastic. And that's what's going to keep your business afloat, especially during the lean times.
Say, and or don't sell too far out in the future, so you can raise your rates as soon as you're comfortable raising your rates. DoveLight's next.
Yeah.
Very quickly, I was picking up also in the future, when you're ready, when you consider also integrating the topic of self-esteem for teenagers, especially with the way that their face look. And, I was picking up strongly, it's something in a soul level. If you will consider or resonate with doing that type of topics, like to love the face as they are, to see the divine or the ancestors come as they are. It has many forms, many shapes, and it's very profound because it's in a safe container. I was picking up that, and that will be help a lot of the souls that are coming into this earth, the new souls that are coming and are more sensitive and open to that. So that I feel like that is also part of your journey. If it resonates with you, if you choose to eventually open that opportunity for that type of work.
Awesome. Thank you. I like that.
Great, great. I'll also mention, if you're interested in metaphysics and wellness fairs, we have an in-person fair in Portland, September 17 and 18. So if you can work with people in a group format, that's available too. I just put the link in the chat. All
Awesome.
right,
Yeah.
great. Thanks so much, Savannah. Thanks everyone on the panel. It was great watching everyone get excited for you, Savannah. All right.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to head out. I
You're
gotta
very
take my order
welcome.
home.
Oh yeah, and get your link if you want to put the link to your business in the chat too. Before
Oh,
you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yes, great. All right.
Thank you so much.
Goddess Yasmin and then Beth are both in line. So Goddess Yasmin, what is your question for us today?
Okay, so I have kind of like a multi-question. So if you are unable to answer the whole thing, that's fine. So basically, a little background. Like I said, when I got my gifts, I was told to Google myself, and then hold on. They said, heart and soul of an angel, truly a gift from God. To know her is a privilege that should be granted to everyone because her spirit is a magnet for lost souls. I've come to realize that that's actually true. And when I first met my auntie, without even knowing me, she said, "Oh my God, you're the one, Yasmin. You're connected to everything. We need to get you to Oprah Super Soul Sunday." So that's been one of my goals, to do that. And I finally like felt that connection. Like I don't even believe in coincidence anymore. It's just all these synchronicities that keep on happening. And so I had went one time to the church, and they told me that mediumship was witchcraft, and that the penalty for that was death. And I have a hard time with that because I'm feeling like I've helped people. I haven't hurt people. So I want to know about that. And then also too, with that, I've been hearing a lot of demonic voices lately, and it only got worse within the last couple of days since the 23rd. And I used to work with the Crystal Mandela Oracle with Alana Fairchild. 23 in her book was Ascended Master Jesus Christ and meaningful sacrifice. So the voices were like telling me to sacrifice myself and doing all that. After that day, like as soon as it hit midnight, I started having all of these dreams where I am literally like being strung up on the cross, and they are so real to the point where I get up and I can't breathe, and I get up and I'm choking, and I don't even know what to think or do about that. And it says also too that I want my business to become prosperous, because I've seen like futures where I've been traveling and doing energy work and healing work for people all over the world, and giving them basically more hope and confidence to like live the life that they're meant to live and find them with their purpose. So with that, it's like I sense like I'll be able to be successful, but I'm not sure. I sense one of the things that I was told to do is help finding missing women and children. I want to know if you guys are picking up anything about that, if that is something that indeed I'll be able to do, because I feel like I have that ability, because I look at pictures and I can tell what happens to people. And then also I was thinking maybe I should try some type of Reiki healing course or do something. And we're right at 6:45. And so I was like, maybe we were 6:45. Okay, so that's it. I'm welcoming to your guys's to your opinions. I got my notes.
Yeah, thanks so much. I want to say a couple things and just contexting for practitioners. Let's see. So you've been on before, you've been on recently, and just so that everyone knows, like one of the things we talked about, and you brought it up in the last time you were here too. There's some medication that you've been taking that you like, sometimes you're on and sometimes you're off, and some struggle around that. Mm-hmm. And we haven't talked a lot about how that impacts you and why you want to be off of it. And I'm familiar in general. And so I'm wondering where you are with all that right now. And then just you've talked about some of these before at recent panels too. So if that's helpful in the way any of them are answering, we can try to speed through some of that. But
Okay, yeah, so basically during my spiritual awakening, I was homeless on the street and I went over 20 times to the hospital. They diagnosed me with bipolar schizoaffective disorder, severe, and they put me on all types of medications. And I've seen videos from 2018 where I was just working with crystals and I told them, don't let you keep these on their meds because you're not going to be able to fully do what you need to do. Well, I've been telling them literally since I moved in my new place in January that I want to be off of the medications because I'm having thought, you know how they say there's different side effects, like different suicidal thoughts that I would never do and just different things. And so they haven't been weaning me off. They've been putting me on other drugs to try to kind of like counteract them. And I said, I don't need any of them. All I need is my crystals and my grounding. And I really feel that deep in my heart, like I'm ready to come off. So they haven't been taking me seriously. I just recently went off for 4 days. And within those 4 days, I cried for the first time in like 2 months and was able to like feel more emotions and everything. And they said that I was ungrounded, but I said, no, I'm connected. That's what it is, because they had me on a mood stabilizer and I don't like it. I've been told them I don't like it. And all these other pills that I told them I don't like, my skin is breaking out, I don't smoke anymore, and all these different things. So Kai, when she talked to me before, she said you might want to be on the pills and move forward, but everything that I've been getting from my guides is that I need to be more natural. And that's going to help me with that. And so I got upset with them because they keep saying they're going to wean me off, but they haven't actually done anything to do it. They just switched me to a different medication. And it's literally playing with my brain chemistry. So I don't like it. So I told them last week, I said, well, I went off pills. I didn't mean to go 4 days. That was an accident. But I said, I need to come off these pills and I need to have a tangible date with you guys because we've been talking about this since January.
I know
So
that's the struggle is this, they don't often give tangible dates. It's based on how you're doing. And have you taken your meds the last few days?
Yes, I have.
And I would say my mom had bipolar, and so I know personally just the struggle. So it's a big struggle with all these things. And I know it can interfere in all kinds of experiences, which I assume can interfere with gifts. So I just wanted everyone to have the context of this and the complexity.
Well, I just said bipolar schizophrenic, I have a different belief system. And bipolar present, I say that's me calling in my black power, my being present.
I would say it can be, and I have a colleague in Portland right now that has been incredibly manic the last few days. And when she's manic, she fights off anyone that will do anything that to suppress her being manic. And it's so it's when is it so much that it's not helpful, and when is it helpful? And I don't. Well, let's see what the practitioners have today to share.
Let me say one thing for that. When I say manic, I say mind's on now. I'm connected, like I'm connected to source. That's my thing that I came up with them for. And also when I was back in April 30th, I had written down things on the paper when I was channeling, and everything has been coming true. And I also wrote July. So I was like, is that just unite, love, Yasmin? Just you love Yasmin? Like I already love myself, but they also say, oh, just universe, love Yasmin. So it's like, I don't even know.
And I'll say just fine print too. So you're participating in this event. What we're sharing is education. None of us are medical practitioners, psychiatrists, practitioners, etc. So we're sharing information for educational purposes, and please consult other practitioners as needed. All right.
Okay.
All right,
we're ready.
Thanks for the fine print. Yeah, we've got Kelsey and DoveLight.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Okay.
All right. So I was going to share that too. Like anything I talk about right now, I am not a doctor. I am a holistic health coach. I am trained in that. So I do have wisdom to share, but I'm not diagnosing. This is for educational purposes only. So first of all, I just want to validate like what you've been through, Goddess Yasmin. I recognize like this is really difficult and hard to navigate through. So I just want to share some compassion on that. Just being here like soul to soul, like I understand how hard it is, especially like to navigate the conventional medical healthcare system, whether it's like mental health, physical stuff. I've gone through a similar journey, and it can be challenging. So in terms of the diagnoses that you got, I would really encourage you to look into heavy metals as the root. And I'm not saying that is the root cause. I'm just saying, like, I really encourage you to look into that. I've suffered from anxiety, OCD, brain fog, and all of those things I learned from medical medium. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but it's a way to heal the body naturally using specific foods and herbs, natural remedies. And so I started to detox my body of heavy metals, and I actually healed my brain fog 100%. It was all natural. So I really, really, really highly suggest that you look into that. You can just Google medical medium, and then you can even put in your diagnosis that you have like bipolar, and it'll take you to an article, and then it'll tell you about what he shares is the root cause of bipolar disorder. And then it also usually has like little supplements you can start trying, and healing foods. So a big part of what can really help you here is nourishing your physical body. I think I recognize that like there's a lot of spiritual, emotional things happening for you. But from my perspective, it's always really important to make sure that we're nourishing the physical first and foremost, because that relates to the emotional and the spiritual and all of that. So you can start to nourish your body with nutrition, like plants and herbs and fruits and veggies. That will be really supportive for your body. So that's what I got for you.
Great, Kelsey.
Can I just say, Kelsey, that was very intuitive how you said plant medicine. I'm on the board of the Entheo Society and the DAP Washington Society, and we're working to try to legalize plant medicine for people so they have other choice other than have to take pharmaceutical drugs. So
yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, your intuition picked up on that too, because you said that when you were talking. So maybe that's why we're here together right now, is for me to just be that guide that's like, yes, go that direction, look into that. Like, you're on the right track with that kind of stuff.
Okay, thank you.
That's great. Brittany put some of the resources for some of that in the chat too. Thanks. DoveLight's next.
Oh yes, I love that. Please, any of these readings or intuitive pickup, it's not a replacement for proper medical or mental treatment from a licensed practitioner. Thank you so much. I have the first thing that I was picking up when you were saying about the mediumship. It's not tolerated by the community where you go. We have to acknowledge that we live in a diversity world, and there is diversity communities, and there is diversity of concepts of what God is or what not is. So you have to follow your heart and what you feel comfortable with. Even your concept of whatever you call God has to be in alignment with who you are in a healthy way. So that's the first thing. So just because a specific group might not see a mediumship or psychic abilities or intuition as something for the highest good, that doesn't necessarily mean that they have the completely true. Okay, I hope I make sense. So with that, and regarding the demonic things, of course, one of the things that people don't realize, and it is a very deep topic, but it's that your negative thoughts, sometimes they can create beings, sometimes they create imprints in the spiritual side. Sometimes people can even see the negative dance, because we are creators. We can create art, we can create a Zoom, you can create a beautiful look with your crown in your head, you look really pretty. We are creators. So it is very important to understand that our mind is creating in the physical realm, and I'm not gonna deny the taking certain drugs or chemicals can influence you or change you, but ultimately you generally have the power to choose how to create that vision for yourself as a healthy person, a clear person. You can do it. I know it might sound hard at this moment because but you can do it, because that is the reality of what we're creating. So it is about changing your perception of how your healing is going to be, having faith in that. And please, again, trusting your intuition as well. I'm picking up the same thing that I picked up the last time, and it's very rare that I remember somebody like that, is that you are already a very open channel. You are meant to be of service. I feel good when I can help others. I have Earth Angel, but we have to understand that everybody's journey, it's very different. Perhaps you, by being of service, is coming here to ask these questions because it might help somebody else. Or we don't necessarily have to be in the healer position, because that doesn't make us better or worse. We, at the end of the day, we can choose to become our own healers with the guidance that we receive that resonate from others. So what I'm trying to say is that you already been helping in a spiritual level a lot of people just by showing yourself as you are, and being open to share your journey, bring awareness, and people choosing to have compassion, people choosing to be able to listen to you, people choosing to be present to you. You're already helping a lot. You're helping us grow with that. So I want to acknowledge that. That is the card of forgiveness, that is talking about something that needs to be forgiven because you're able to release the past hurts. I feel like that's coming in the emotional plane, but you're a natural born teacher in a spiritual level. But it is very important that you ground yourself, that you stay in your body, because there is no denying that you want to pick up information here and there and everywhere. But again, it's about coming back to your body, coming back to your breath, coming back to a stable point. So I feel like that's very important. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your feedback.
Thanks, DoveLight. Great. Anyone else have something to share with Goddess Yasmin?
I have another thing. Yeah, coming back to what I was saying, I just want to like emphasize, I think I'm kind of sensing like right now what's best for you is to focus on yourself and like getting into balance and working on you know, like this medication stuff and the healing, the inner healing. I think that should come, or that is what's wanting to be focused on first. And then next, once you have that foundation down, then you'll be stronger to focus on your purpose and figuring that out. So it might be helpful to like put just a little bit more energy into your healing. But that's not to say like it's wrong to like think about your purpose. Maybe just, you know, not as much as what you're doing. But the thing that you said about helping missing women and children, to me, intuitively, that definitely like there is a green flag I'm feeling from that. Like when I hear you say that, it's like, wow, like that really needs attention and help right now. So when you're like ready to go forward with that, I think that sounds like such a beautiful thing to help the world with.
Now, I want to invite you to, Kelsey, to say out loud some of the herbals that you mentioned in the chat, so they're in the recording.
Yeah, so somebody mentioned Chlorella for removing heavy metals, and that one actually isn't recommended because Chlorella will, it can make symptoms worse. It will bind to like a heavy metal and then just move it to a different spot. It doesn't fully pull it out. So the best supplement to focus on for natural detox or heavy metal detox would be spirulina, like a really good quality spirulina. Also barley grass juice powder. Cilantro is good as well. And then the person also mentioned nettle leaf, and nettle fabulous. The very nourishing herb.
What was the last one? I'm sorry.
Nettle leaf.
Nettle.
That one isn't necessarily specifically for heavy metal removal, but it is just a really nourishing herb in general. It helps with allergies and the liver and stuff like that.
Can I just ask you, I don't want to sound like I'm just like, what exactly are heavy metals when you say heavy metals?
Yeah, good question. So heavy are usually in trace amounts, and so like really, really small amounts of like mercury, lead, arsenic.
So they're high molecular weight metals. That's why they're called heavy.
Okay. Yeah, and they're toxic. They can be toxic to the body if they accumulate too much. They like to really travel to the brain. So the brain neurotransmitters and the electricity in our brain is really sensitive to them. And that's why a lot of people, according to the medical medium information, that's why a lot of people get like, brain disorders or mental health disorders and stuff.
Okay.
So something.
Maybe I'll just say you want to pay attention to how to get them out of your body and also what you might be doing that's putting them in. So you want to look at like your water supply or like whatever else you might be eating, like if you're eating certain kinds of fish that might have heavy metal in them. So you want to look at how to stop taking them in and then how to get them out. And
this one says.
DoveLight also put a link to a book in the chat.
Okay, I'll look at it in a moment.
And Kelsey, did you say one that helped with allergies? Someone was asking in the chat.
Nettle Leaf.
Nettle, so Nettle. Karyl, hey, go ahead.
Also pay attention to the environment around you. If there's a factory close that has tall smokestacks that also will give off the heavy metals, and many people aren't aware that they're even getting them. I know personal experience, I had issues with them working with a lot of chemicals and metals at Boeing, and did the regime, and the clarity came back, the mediumship came back, the intuitive came back, and less of the anything else. Just kind of walked away. So I encourage you to follow their advice and get rid of the heavy metals.
All right. Good. Heavy metals. I feel like that could help me too, because like one of the things after I started using the medicine is I developed hydronitis suppurativa. It's like where you get like different bumps or whatever in different areas, and it's like so painful. And I didn't get that until I started being on their medications. I didn't ever have a problem with it before. So I know.
It's okay. I know we went deeper in a couple of different directions. So yeah, does anyone have anything else for Goddess Yasmin? Or we may have covered it with our answers so far. Okay, Joy, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Goddess Yasmin. Nice to see you again. Yeah, a few things. A couple of things you were saying, wondering about Reiki. I definitely think you should look into that and focus on, at first, at least, healing yourself and working with your own energy, and then learning maybe to apply it to others. And I think in tandem with that, self-care is really important right now. That's, anything that feels good to you and is healthy, do it, and make it a regular regimen. Something, do something that is self-caring for yourself every day, if not most of the day. I drew 4 cards for you. The first one is effort conquering demons. And so I think that's definitely apropos in your case. And the comment is finding your center and focusing, which means, I think, making the effort to, you're already making a big effort in this way to conquer your demons and deal with medications and things like that. That's something so difficult to know because, on the one hand, they might have a lot of side effects, but then, on the other hand, they might be helping you in ways that you don't realize. But again, we're not medical professionals, and these comments are only, for educational purposes. The second card was returning, going with the flow. which means again that you might consider, I would say, do you like to meditate at all?
You know, I need to meditate more. It's very hard for me to meditate because as soon as I start meditating, I start sensing all these spirits that are like around me, because like I'm trying to clear my channel and I say, okay, I acknowledge you. I need to be alone for this 10 minutes so I could sit here. And I've been recently just going and sit in my grass or stand in the grass and trying to meditate and just connect with the earth for 10 minutes. But it's been something that was so hard for me to do regularly. What I used to do was like a dance meditation where I would just move like the energy. And also the thing they say in some cultures, how they dance for the departed. So it was like, that was one thing that was like making it easier for me to meditate. And I felt better like after I was getting that movement out today. And I actually pulled that from the Earth Magic deck today. It's talking about dance celebration. So
Oh, definitely. That's a great idea. And I think I would
Just Goddess Jasmine, I need to get the few of them to finish their answering, because we've got another question in line after you too.
Oh, okay. Just quickly, I would say music to go along with that dancing will help your focus. The third card was legacy and persistence. So definitely don't give up on your mental state and controlling all your the spiritual input. And then the last one is vision and contemplating the future. So think about where you want to go with your gifts, because you definitely are very gifted. And I think that what you decide about that will inform a lot about what you want to do. So thank you.
Thank you so much. My question was really quick. I was just saying, do you have any tips on maybe how to meditate better, or?
The other thing I didn't mention is the patches I work with might be really helpful to you. They make a detox patch that I'll put more information in the chat, but that might be something you might want to check out.
Okay, thank you.
Kelsey, go ahead. Let's be brief.
I'll answer that question. Honor a meditation that feels good to you, because like with your type of health situations that are going on, it's probably harder like to focus and sit still. So if movement meditation works for you, I would lean into that. I think that sounds really good.
Okay, meditation.
And DoveLight, again, just be quick, DoveLight, go ahead.
Meditation can look different for everybody because we are different and unique. So for some people can be allowing the sun, others can be coloring and painting, others going back to your breath. Again, feel what works for you and trust that. It's very simple. Even playing with water or doing Tai Chi free on YouTube videos. So there's no right, no wrong way to meditate. It's just to align.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, great. Great. Karyl Faye, anything else you want to say in completion?
Lisa, did you say something already?
No, I think that they've got it all underhand. They did real well with this question. The only thing I would add is when she feels the sacrifice, that she's sacrificing something, what you have to look at what it is you're sacrificing. Is it you're sacrificing your gifts? Is it sacrificing your lifestyle for your gifts? That's what I would feel that you need to delve into after your health is under control. What is it that you feel you're sacrificing?
I don't want to sacrifice.
Great. I really appreciate the direction that the answers went. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks, Goddess Jasmine, for jumping in and asking for more insight. And sounds like you're heading on a good path.
Yeah, I like today's reading. That's good.
Great. All right. So Beth is next. Thanks so much, Beth, for jumping in and wanting to ask the panel a question. What is your question today?
Hi. So I'm learning how to be more in touch with myself and the things that are around me, I've always been able to sense things and feel things, but I'm just still learning. And there is a really heavy negative energy in my house where I live. I don't think it's coming from a particular person, but I can see it affecting everyone. It is affecting me. It is affecting everyone's sleep. And things around the house it's kind of hard to explain how difficult it is to be here sometimes. But you can feel it all the time. I've pretty much done everything that I've been recommended to do or that I know how to do, and it won't budge. It just seems to get worse with everything, and I don't know if I'm taking it off or what is wrong, but it's really difficult to live beside.
Great, thanks so much for your question. And just before anyone answers, I want to mention the light on your screen, right? The way the light is coming in and around you, right? So that may be part of people's answers. All right, Lisa's ready. Go ahead.
Hey, Beth. So how long do you think that you've had this presence with you?
Just since I've moved in here. It presented itself to me as soon as I started moving in. I put boxes down on the ground and immediately something felt different. Just walking into the house was different. Typically when I walk into a house, I can feel its energy already, but this one kind of snuck up on me as I moved in and settled and things changed. And it really started once I began to try to settle myself here.
Okay. All right. And are you with roommates also?
Yes, there are 8 people in total here, 3 kids, and the rest are adults.
Okay. Okay. So that's a lot of people, a lot of energy going on there. And I presume they were there before you were.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have you done a house clearing?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And you've done all the salt and all the window and making sure everything's done with the windows open?
Yes, ma'am. I have done everything short of covering every inch of the floor in salt.
Okay. Okay. My short answer would be to contact a shaman to help with the energy clearing. There's a person that I know, she's here observing, and she's got a great book. I'm going to pitch her services. I'm not a shaman yet, but when things go bump in the night, it will help you clear your house. And if this doesn't work, then bring in a shaman to clear your house. She cleared my house for me. Her name's Kai Bertrand. I'm going to just go ahead and say her name out loud. She helped clear my house from afar, and boy, did we need it. And so sometimes it takes a second person to do that clearing. But having said that, then it's time to take a look at everyone's aura. And when you do aura cleansings, then it's a matter of making sure these entities don't come back. And so what does that look like for you? So it's really an honest conversation with the members in the household to make sure that once you clear the house, is it going to stay clear? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to let other practitioners talk. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. DoveLight is next, and then Kelsey.
Career. Before you came here, you had a purpose, a chosen reason to be here. Every step you are taking is guiding you towards the purpose so that you can make that difference. And happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. So this is telling me about that this is part of your soul journey. You're a very spiritually gifted person. I feel that that's ancestral too, gifts that were passed through generations, but you are actually one of the souls that's been open to explore it, or at least it's open to bring the light. I see also an attachment. So it's like somebody has an attachment. And also there is people there that without realizing they have medium abilities, but they don't know. Sometimes you just get them from the family, but they don't know. So because of this mix of energies, this is going on very, very palpable. this is a little bit more different than before. I see that you are not the only one. A lot of people is having nightmares or feeling very emotionally drained at night. There is this opportunity to bring light to your gift and guiding you through a new direction. And I see something related to a guy that had a lot of emotion or have the ability to tap into emotions in the house. I will strongly recommend, again, a shaman or a medium specialized in helping souls to pass through the other side, but somebody that you can feel that you can trust, because, you know, we have polarity also in the spiritual world. Somebody that you feel is genuine and you can trust. I will definitely encourage you to do that, because I feel like there is definitely an attachment. There is definitely a soul that was able to cross over, but there is also the unawareness of the people's energy, what they're bringing again. But do not be afraid, because this is part of your soul journey, to be able to acknowledge your own gift, to be able to accept who you are. And you don't have to do this alone. Oh, my battery, sorry. You don't have to do this alone, okay? Please find the right solution. I will strongly acknowledge you to keep work with your spiritual team. If you work with Archangel Michael or with any energy that it's about protection and love in whichever tradition you follow and resonate, whichever name you want to call it, I will start from that. But definitely find a shaman or a medium specialized in crossing souls to the other sides and do a clearing. Okay, and please also protect yourself with a light. When it's raining, we need to use umbrella. When it's snowing, you use snow boots. So when we are in this type of situation, we have, for common sense, we have to use the spiritual shield, the spiritual covering protection from the higher dimension. That's something that we have to spiritual people acknowledge. We have to go through this, okay? So that's what I'm picking up for now, and I'm gonna stop because then I'm gonna be so hard and they're gonna show me the stone.
You.
Thanks, DoveLight. Kelsey's next.
Okay, so we have some data here that you shared. You've tried many different things to clear the area. Sounds like you've done like different energetic clearing stuff, and that hasn't, that's all in the external field. What I'm really picking up on is to try doing some work internally. Like there seems to be like a sense of fear going on, like a fear of maybe lack of control of what's going on in the external environment, being subjected to things that you don't feel comfortable, you don't want to be subjected to, maybe even boundaries. Really start to like look into that. And I know, I'm not sure if you looked into this, but also perhaps you're tapping into the energy of the people that you live with. And it might not be about the place that you live in, but the people that you're with. So I would also kind of look into that. And again, that goes into boundaries. But yeah, I would try to go in internally and figure out maybe there's like something inside of you that you're avoiding that needs to be processed emotionally, or maybe a trauma or something like that. It's always really important to like process our fears and let them move through us so that we can clear them away. So if you're not actively doing that, then this fear and this like darkness is going to stay stuck wherever it's at right now. So yeah, clearing it not just externally, but internally as well.
Thanks.
Great. Thanks so much, Kelsey. Anyone have anything else for Beth?
I'll have something in a moment. Not quite there yet.
Yeah, take your time. Go ahead, DoveLight.
I can say very quickly, I love what Kelsey was talking about, the fear, because many of these things, they don't have bodies. So they don't have the full chakras to be able to maintain their existence in the human plane. So when they attach to people or to a place, they need that energy. And because they are of low vibration, they can feed on fear, they can feed on anger, they can feed on those energy. That's why some people start acting like they're not themselves. They're almost overwhelmed by those energies. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with feeling fear, but again, to acknowledge that I'm afraid of this, because if I see a rat or a running in front of me, I'm gonna be like, ah, absolutely, it's human, you know. But do not let it consume you. Do not let it overpower you or overwhelming you. That's the key. You work with the lights. That's the balance, okay? Because it's not easy, like waking up at night seeing somebody in front of you. Oh my goodness, you know? So it's normal. But then, yes, okay, thank you.
Thanks, DoveLight. All right. Kelsey, go ahead.
Sorry, there's always so many buttons to push. You can, what I'm sensing right now is like, to get some extra clarity, you can tap into like the other realms, like angels, your guides, if you connect with your guides, spirit, universe, source, whatever you call it. Like usually if you ask a question to that energy, it will give you an answer. And then you'll like go through, you'll just ask that. It's kind of like setting an intention. Like, what do you really want right now? What specific clarity do you need about this situation? You set that, and then it will come to you literally, like it's magic. It's the power of our mind, the power of the universe, the power of the higher power. When you ask a question, it'll get answered. And then there's also specific like angels that can help you. So I know of angel of wisdom would be able to help you, angel of insight. Trying to think of other ones. I think they would be able to help you and point you in the right direction. And so I focus on medical medium information, and I learned from there that when you pray to the angels, these are called the 21 essential angels. When you pray to them, it's best to like say it out loud, so you could whisper it or just like say it in a talking voice, but I would focus on doing that. And then they can also help you find these answers that you're looking for.
Thanks, Kelsey. All right, Joy.
Oh, hi, Beth. A few things. First of all, I was I agree with what Lisa said. She had worked with Kai Bertrand. So have I. She's really a great kahuna, Hawaiian kahuna, actually. And one of her big things is shielding. So I would definitely recommend to work on your shielding until you can clear the space. And I drew 4 cards for you. The first one is challenge, conquering your fears, and just know that this is a challenge for you, and it will make you stronger in all ways. How you deal with it, and how, even no matter what happens, it will make you stronger. The question is, did they know that this energy was there before you got there?
Yes. My friend who lives here already, she owns the house. It's her and her husband's house. She often told me that something was wrong here, or that it was affecting her kids or her husband, or just the house in general, how she felt being here.
Okay. Yeah. How long are they the original owners of the house? Did they?
No, the history of the house is pretty extensive, and the grounds here have a strange history as well. It's not all very positive, but it's also not all bad.
Oh, yeah. That might be more challenging to clear. But the next card I drew was trust and love and understanding. And I think that is about finding a good shaman and someone who can help clear. Although if it's on the grounds, it might be more difficult because it's If it's something like, tribal energies on burial grounds, things like that, that's kind of difficult because it's so pervasive. But the third card was transcendence, light, and acceptance, which I think means that even if all this is going on and it takes a while to clear, or whether or not that's successful, you want to work on your own being able to transcend it yourself and helping the people there transcend it, and that ties in with working on shielding, and part of that ties in with the next card, which is healing. And I think those two are about staying positive and doing, like people have been saying, the energies often feed off of fear and negativity. So you want to build everything positive that you can, which means have you and everyone in the house doing things that feel good and that, bring positive energy into the space, like, music or dancing, maybe throw a party, things that will bring happiness and love and positivity into the space as much as possible. And then actually doing visualizing and meditation exercises on building your own shields.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, Joy. All right, anyone have anything else to share with Beth? Oh, go ahead, Lisa, and then DoveLight.
Hey, Beth,
Hi.
me again. So this is a practice panel, and I'm getting used to the language that I should or shouldn't be using with new clients. And I just want to say, get yourself a shaman.
Okay.
Salt's not going to help this time. Get
Okay.
a shaman. Okay. And I'm sure she'd be open to it. Kai Bertrand is here and she's an experienced Hawaiian shaman. So if you want to send her a personal message, I bet she'd be happy to talk to you. She's incredibly powerful. You need somebody like that on your side. Okay.
Okay.
And we just should be mentioning too, right? We really want to honor the 4 panelists that are here, and DoveLight also is a shaman. So just working with the person whose energy you feel really drawn to. And we got a powerful shaman in the audience. Kai keeps getting some attention. It's great.
Sorry, DoveLight.
Nothing to be sorry about. I'm just a regular person. And I really like the energy of the Kahuna shaman from Hawaii. So I will definitely either work with her because she's the most closer connection at the moment, or a medium. They're specialized in passing souls through the other side. What I'm picking up about, until you figure it out about who to work with, most likely will be the Kahuna if you feel called to. I feel that there was an energy that's been there for a long time. The land is involved, but there is, I don't know how connected it is to this specific energy, but there is someone who is looking for a woman, or something happened. This guy, something happened with this woman, and he, in a higher level, he's still looking for her. But this woman already transcended and passed. So there is a heaviness of something that happened to this man that they lost this woman one way or another, and somehow in the imprint of the land it become very negative going on. So until you find definitely the expert or the person that you want to work with, just know that you have the power to say no. This is very important, especially because you're a very gifted person and you want to keep encountering. Just because you can see people or sense people or spirits or energy doesn't mean that you have to believe in or they have to bother you. You have the sovereignty, I think that's called in English, sovereignty, to say no, because you also have the light of the divine in you. And so if you say no, it's no. The way that the shamans or the mediums are able to help others cross over is being able to identify. And this spirit is going to also help you to how to identify the energy for your journey and your progress in the future. Okay, that's my blessing. And I will definitely recommend to contact this Hawaiian shaman as well if you feel comfortable. Definitely.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, DoveLight. All right, so let's see. Kelsey's got something else to share. Go ahead.
Yeah, this just came to me. Seems like this experience is meant for you right now because it's helping you to understand energy and understand, light versus darkness, and how to navigate that when you're feeling dark. Like, this is your learning lesson for your soul right now, to learn how to transmute in a way, and learn how to transmute from the darkness to the light. So yeah, it's a teaching lesson. Like, this is your wisdom teacher right now, presenting you with this opportunity to figure this out for yourself. It's a really cool world to be in when you start to understand all of this more. Also, something coming through is like, part of that too for you is about empowerment and learning how to be in your power, so that you're not a victim to an energy. You are in your power. You get to decide. You have the tools and the wisdom and the knowledge to learn how to transmute that when you want to, when it doesn't serve you. So maybe you'll be like a light master in the future. Who knows?
Thank you.
Joy's
Yeah.
got something else to add too. Go ahead, Joy.
Just quickly, I drew 2 Mudra cards for you, and one is a core quality radiating current of energy, and the other one is belief. So I think that it's very important that you believe in yourself and your own power to clear this space, and work with someone to clear it, and also your own energy. And that goes along with staying positive and doing self-care, positive love and positivity generating things.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Joy. I know we're running out of time, but I want to mention the one thing that I don't think anyone's mentioned yet. If anyone has anything to say about Beth's choice to live there and what other lessons for Beth, if anyone wants to comment on that. Yeah, go ahead, Joy.
I would just say, it's difficult when you choose something and there are some unexpected ramifications to it like this. And I think that it's brave of you to stay there. If it really bothers you, might think about leaving, but then of course, if you do, the people there will still be experiencing it. So it's very brave of you to stay and try to help clear it.
Thank you.
Anyone else have anything else to share on that? Oh, great. Yeah, Karyl Faye.
Well, I have to agree with everybody what they said. I actually am very familiar with this situation, as Beth will be my future daughter-in-law. And it was my encouragement to have her ask for different opinions from what my friends and I have been telling her. And I do believe that she will do what she needs to do now. And that, yes, this is a lesson for her and her strengths and her abilities.
Great.
So good on everybody. You got what I've been telling her for some time now. Thank you.
Wow, great. I want to go back to just the way you're appearing on the screen and the light behind you and just the multiple meanings, the possibilities of the light. So on the one hand, right, there is this light behind you that's over you and like what it might mean for you. And in terms of a positive thing of you being in the light and being protected. And it could also be like a fog and a haze and something that it's very interesting. You've stayed in the same place on the camera, and it's there's something meaningful to me about that. Yeah, so just all kinds of different possible interpretations. And I'm just jumping a little bit. I just go back to childhood too, and look at how any way that this is similar to childhood, not specifically what the energetics of what's happening, but the pattern of what's happening, and look to see if there's anything about that there for you as well. If you can shift Like if you can feel any connection and get it separated for you of how that was then and this is now, right? And how you're not having to complete the same thing from long ago, it might open new possibilities for how to resolve this.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. Oh, go ahead, Joy. Has a little bit more. Yeah. Thanks everyone for waiting a few more minutes. Go ahead. Joy.
Yeah, just a last quick thing about what Lorelei was saying, that light that there on my screen, it looks like it's not even uniform. It's like focused, concentrated in one area, which really gives the impression that there is some spiritual presence or activity going on.
Right. And Kelsey?
One last thing that I'd like to share is like coming through. My soul is just kind of feeling the need to tell you, like, listen to your intuition. Now is the time for you to really rise into that. And yeah, just really, really go into that right now. Follow your intuition.
Thank you.
Great. All right. Thank you so much, Beth. Thank you, Karyl Faye, for suggesting Beth jump in. Beth, thank you so much for jumping in. Great practitioners in your answers. Sweet. All right. I just put information in the chat about all of our practitioners again and our upcoming events. And I'm going to put again a link in the chat for giving us feedback on today. And if you give us your email address, we'll put you in a drawing for a free 30-minute session with one of us of your choice. And there's still a little bit more. Joy wants to share.
Just quickly, I think Kai Bertrand just joined us. So that's the shaman we were talking about.
Kai's been on listening the whole time.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Great. Hi, Kai.
Great. Thanks so much, Joy. And then, yeah, so if you'd like to share feedback with, that's Kai. So if you'd like to share feedback with us about today, we'd appreciate that very much. We're going to have all of the practitioners go through and share about themselves again. Practitioners share your name, your modalities, and how people can reach out to you on the web if they want to connect with you to do private work with you. Yeah, so thanks so much. Let's go in a related order to before. And I noticed that, DoveLight's coming back in. DoveLight's been bouncing in and out. So hopefully DoveLight will make it this time. So let's go ahead with, where did we start? I think we did Kelsey and then Joy and then Lisa and then DoveLight.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks everyone for having me. Really felt like this was a great session. And just a reminder, I'm a medical intuitive and a plant-based healer. I help people heal mind, soul, spirit, and heart holistically through medical medium information, herbs, energy healing, processing trauma, and utilizing the natural world as well for like soul support and spirit support. And I have an offer going on, a free 30-minute clarity call with me where we'll meet through Zoom and just have like a soul-to-soul interaction to help you gain clarity on what you need holistically to move you forward in the creation of your higher self on earth. And you can reach me through my email, which is holistichearthealing@gmail.com, my website, holistichearthealing.com, and that's Harte, Harte, which is my last name. And that will be in the chat. Look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks, Kelsey. Joy.
Thanks, Lorelei. My name is Joy J. Lee. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. I'm an energy healer and I'm certified in hand mudras. And I also work with phototherapy stem cell patches and do intuitive readings with oracle cards. The term mudra is Sanskrit for gesture. And like Reiki, hand mudras are a form of energy healing. And that means I use hand mudras to balance and heal a person's energies and or issues. Hand mudras can address things such as energy or chakra blockages, energy balancing, release of negative energies, emotional and physical issues, and much more. And I work remotely as well as in person. And I also work with LifeWave stem cell patches which are a wonderful stem cell healing modality that operate on the principle of phototherapy. Patches can also address these issues as well as induce dramatic healing and revitalizing results. I also do readings, intuitive readings with oracle decks, and I have a couple of specials, event specials, 30 minutes for $25 or 50 minutes for $40, with the first 30-minute consultation free. You can contact me by phone at 805-450-7180 or by email at joyfullove144@gmail.com. That's joyful love with one L, JOYFULOVE 144. And my website is diamondfirephoenix.com, standard spelling. And I'm really excited. It was wonderful to be here with all these other great practitioners tonight. And thank you for everyone for your questions. It was really nice working with you.
Thanks, Joy. Lisa.
Hey, Mystics, I'm Lisa Stewart with Sigil Magic Goddess, creative mixed medium. I'm an intuitive, a medium, and I can help you with these gifts find your courage to co-create with spirit. The one thing that gets me charged up is when people get the courage to create and inspire themselves to just keep going and pursuing their dreams. So if you are feeling stuck, uninspired, or you just want to get started in your business or life, let's work together to conjure some magic. There are a variety of ways that we can work together through various consulting packages, tarot, that's one word, tarot or oracle readings for your business, as well as workshops and digital planners. And you can find me at sigilmagicgoddess.com and on all the socials. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today and allowing us to answer some of your questions. Thanks.
Thanks, Lisa. And we've got DoveLight next. Okay. DoveLight, we can't hear you. You're unmuted, but I can't hear you. See if I can hear you now. No, we can't hear you. DoveLight, do you want to just call me and I'll put you on speaker? I just put my number in the chat. I'll email you also. If you have any of the emails from me, it's on my footer. DoveLight will be on in just a minute. Karyl Faye, do you want to go?
My name is Karyl Faye Laird. I'm an internationally known intuitive psychic medium and Hucoule graduate of the Blue Moon Medicine School. Hucoule is a Chinook jargon word for a wise and well-trained person who can teach many things to many people. I've been reading professionally for over 45 years. I read palms, I read tarot cards, I've done runes, I've done many things. I'm an energy therapist, ordained minister, mind-body therapist, hypnotherapist, and many other healing modalities, mostly around energy and energy work. Thank you. I enjoyed tonight. I love how so many perspectives come out to be the same answer. I find that very intriguing. Thank you for being part of it.
Thanks so much, Karyl Faye. It was great supporting the panel tonight with you. And DoveLight is next. Go ahead, DoveLight.
Good night, everybody. We're talking about spirits and the devices start acting up, of course. Typical. I'm DoveLight. It's an honor and blessings to be in your presence, to learn with each other. Very grateful for everybody who was listening and learning and growing with us together. I do soul frequency, angelic oracle, tarot intuitive readings, shamanic practices, energy healing, past life regressions, and you can find me at ladovelight.com, and you have a 22% off discount any session you might feel called in the website. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, DoveLight. And I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and body psychology coach. I read your eyes, read your soul, and answer questions about your soul path, career path, relationships. I use this for matchmaking, hiring, all kinds of different things. You can learn more about me at LaureliShimayo.com, LaureliShimayo.com. And as you can see, I'm a multitasker. All right, great. Thanks everyone for being here and supporting the panel today. Some of the upcoming events are this Thursday, we have a learning circle. So if you would like to do exercises with several practitioners for practicing opening your intuition, expanding your gifts, come be with us. We have a great collection of 4 practitioners that will be sharing exercises. That's this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Saturday, July 30th, we have a panel on medical intuition at 5 p.m. Pacific time. We haven't had that in a while. It's often a very popular panel. If you'd like to ask a question, please get in early. And then Wednesday, August 10, I'm jumping to October, we have a practice circle. So if you are practicing particular modalities and you want to come practice with peers, that is your place to be. If you simply suspect or know that you're intuitive and you want to practice your intuition, come do that with peers in a safe space. There are a few practitioners that hold space together for that event. And August 13, we have our online fair. So it's a metaphysics and wellness fair online with 16. We had 20 practitioners last month. So 16 to 20 of us. We will be doing a brief intuitive panel, and we will then be offering all kinds of educational experiences, group readings, and group healings. And practitioners will be available for private sessions as well. And we've got in-person events coming up in Bellevue at the end of August 27 and 28. That's in the Seattle area. And then September 10 and 11 in Eugene, and September 17 and 18 in Portland. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here, being part of the community. We grow and do this all together, empower each other, doing work together as well, and reach more and more people. You can find out more about all of our events and all of the events we have coming up at mewefairs.com, MEWEFAIRS.com. And I should say, they're not even all up there. We created so many more new events in the last few days. They're not even all up yet. So thanks so much. Those of you that get the newsletter, get all the news, and I'll put in the chat again one more time the way to give us feedback and get entered into our drawing. And that'll help you get on the newsletter as well and find out all about what we are doing. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks other practitioners that support our events coming and supporting this event as well. Take care, everyone.